Shabbat Shalom. We have arrived to this parasha, Korach. The name itself is the name of the cousin of Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron. It's part of the family. And we are going to see the a family conflict. You know, I said many times that sometimes we have problems in the family. And many of the problems happen when we do not talk and we do not clarify ideas. And only we come and we attack instead to before trying to talk about what is going on. Among our sages, there are three different positions about Korach. One that he was not right, the other that he was half and half, and the other that he was right. You know, that's typical among us. You know, one to try to condemn completely him, the other say, well, he was right in certain area, but no was the way that he needed to act. And the third one was, well, he was totally right, and nobody gave him a reason. No. This is something that happens in leadership, you know. And leaders are we have now a new system that we elect our leaders. And usually when you elect a leader, the election of the leader is based on charisma. It's not based on qualities or qualifications. It's based on charisma. You know, a leader usually is the one that lies more. Who lies better lies more, you know. The one that offers you heaven and earth together and say to you that I'm going to give this today. If you are aware of the politics in the United States right now, in the United States, we are going through a very difficult time, and it's very sad. Because there is what I would call it, the extreme left growing, and in a party that used to be a party for the people, the Democrats. You know, interestingly enough, the great majority of Jewish people were Democrats. Like here in Canada, the great majority of Jewish people are part of the Liberal Party. They didn't want to know anything about conservatives, and they didn't want to know anything about the Republicans. Why? Because supposedly they were the Nazis, they were the racists, and you know, and we in Israel, we the Jewish people, we know what it means about persecution for who you are. Then you become very liberal, they call it be very proud and advanced, you know? And this is totally a lie. And we have been brainwashed. You know, to give away everything is not the right way. Politicians, usually what they do is they promise and promise and promise, and they smile to you, and they kiss every child in the world that they can kiss, and you know, and they are in favor of everything. Everything for them is okay. That sounds popular. Populism is very important. But don't look at the situation, the real thing. There is a question. Why Korach was not elected as, for example, a high priest? Korach has all the qualities, you know, and in many ways you can think about Korach that was even maybe better than Moshe Rabbeinu as a leader, you know. He wanted to be a leader. He was a big mouth, and he, according to our sages, he was very rich. Our midrashim, our sages tell us that Korach was the one that was the intermediary between Egypt and Israel about the slaves. He was the one that sold the Jewish slaves and made the business with the Egyptians about how many slaves they're going to give you, and he became very wealthy. In Israel, there is a saying, you are as rich as Korach. Okay? And then Cora himself already had a certain status. But what happened with Korach? Korach was crazy. When Korach left Egypt, when he leaves Egypt, because he is expelled from Egypt. Why? Because he is Israelite. He didn't want to leave Egypt, but the people, the populist, throw him out. They didn't want him back because he was an Israelite. Now, look at Korach. Korach comes from the family of Kohat, from Levi. Levi has 3 sons, Gershon, Kohat, and Merari. No? From there, Kohat has 4 children, Amram, Ishar, Hebron, and Uziel. Uziel is the youngest one. And now, already Amram is the oldest one, and from Amram comes 2 leaders, Moshe Rabbeinu, and now the Hagadol Kohen Aaron, his brother. That sounds a little bit about nepotism, no? And then, who was going to be the leader of the Kohat, the Kohatites? Well, the second brother, Amram is the first brother, the second brother will be Ishar. And who is the oldest son of Ishar? Korach. And what the Creator designed who is going to be the leader of the Kohatites? From the youngest son, Uziel. And the youngest son, Uziel, has his son, Elizaphan. And he names Elizaphan as the leader of the Kohatites. Let me ask you this simple question. Already in that time, they already existed this idea about the firstborn who has certain positions in comparison to the rest. Then he was a very rich man. He has a lot of positions. Why he is not the one that normally, logically, he needs to succeed? He needs to be the next leader. And he's not chosen for nothing. Here is when I start getting the juices coming back. Then they mention here also the Reubenites, Datan, Abiram, and all of them, the all Reubenites. This is the second group who revolts against Moshe. And why the Reubenites revolt? They supposedly they were going to be the firstborn. They had the inheritance, the double inheritance. But that double inheritance, to whom were given to? To Joseph. Josephite. And it's very interesting, only for you to make you think, who was the second leader after Moshe? Joshua. And what Joshua tribe he belongs? Ephraim. Okay? Then no Reubenite. The one that needed to stand up here upset is Judah, no? Because Judah, they were going to be the leaders, but no. Who they get upset? These two. And finally, 200 people of renown, leaders. Here say, Anchem, men of renown. Doesn't say which tribes. Maybe were chiefs of different tribes that they were not happy with their positions. They were upset. This rebellion is not rebellion of the low class, as we can see. This is the upper class. Are and rebelling, and they're rebelling against supposedly Moshe and Aaron. But here is the key that we need to understand. The rebellion was against the Creator. And you're going to see right now, today, in Israel, our beloved place. Look at the politics in Israel. We are so divided. You know, Israel is very unusual, but there are so many little political parties. They are so divided that there's no one party that can make a government. And they need coalitions and this and that. And they give each other, see, they sell out themselves, you know, for power. But what is the problem with Israel right now? They have turned against the Creator. Even the ultra-Orthodox, the Orthodox, with all the regulations and norms and religiosity, they have created a situation that they are suffocating the rest of Israel with their religiosity. The rest of the secular people, who are the great majority in Israel, what are they doing? They are rejecting the religiosity. And rejecting the religiosity, who they are rejecting, they think they're rejecting the Creator. Here in this position, Korach, Datan, Abiram, On, and the other 250 chieftains, all of them, they were rejecting the Creator. Now, today, we are accustomed about democracy. And here in the Western Hemisphere, we almost worship the Greek way of understanding about democracy. Demos, you know, the people, you know, kratos, government. Government by the people. It sounds so beautiful. And we have this idea the majority has a reason, or majority is right. And, you know, and we are seeing now that we are giving, you know, we do not care about morality. We do not care about welfare. We do not care about what is right or what is wrong. We only care about what is popular, what is increasing, what is going to give me more votes, what sounds more nicer. No? And we accuse anybody who doesn't follow us. If you do not accept my ways, you are my enemy. And because you are my enemy, I have the right to destroy you. And how they destroy in the Western Hemisphere? In the Western Hemisphere, they don't destroy you by, sometimes they try to kill you, but really the best way that they kill you is by destroying your image, your character. What Korach was trying to do with Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron? His way, he was a populist. Okay, he spoke in the name of the rest of Israel. He took the position that he was speaking for Israel. He mentioned a truth that is, all Israel is holy. So all Israel has been separated by the Creator for a special job. He was not saying, and he was putting himself above them as the leader. He was speaking for those ones. Now, who gave him the right to speak for them? Nobody. He gave it himself because he was upset. And how I can dethrone the true leader? The only way that I can dethrone the true leader, what I do, is I start speaking against the leader. It's enough what you have done. Rabbi, you went over, Cora said to Moshe, You have taken attributions. Who has given to you that? First of all, he was accused falsely, but the right of Moshe to be the leader was given by the Creator, by the Borei Olam, blessed be his name. Interestingly enough, the two of them, but especially Moshe and Aaron, but more Moshe, he didn't want to be the leader. Give it to somebody else. Was the Creator that literally forced him to be the leader. He didn't let him get away and broke his brother because he said that he couldn't speak. He was going to be his mouthpiece. He was going to be his helper. And who chose Yehoshua? Was Moshe Rabbeinu or was the Creator? The only thing that we know that he was there. You know, they were to serve, not to be served. And the people who wanted to be served were accusing the people who were serving of the thing that they would like to do. That is called demagoguery. And let me tell you, here in this world, here in this country, Canada and United States, demagoguery is king. Look and listen to all these politicians. And what I say to you, to me, politicians and religious people are not too far away from each other. They both are going to make promises to you that they cannot fulfill, first, and secondly, they are not even sure that it's true or not. But they're going to give you a lot of promises. If you vote for me, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do, you know, after the only thing that they are true is that they get in the government or in the positions very poor, and they get out very rich. You know, they become Korach, very rich. And very powerful. But you know what is the saddest part of all of this? You see Korach make a rebellion. Datan and Abiram, they make a rebellion. These 250 leaders make a rebellion. What about the rest of the people? Who they were following? And it's very obvious the great majority start following these big-mouthed people. Today we have not changed too much. We follow the one that promises more. We are like in these places that, who offer me more? I don't care if they are going to fulfill their word. It's only I want to hear that my ears are happy with what I hear. You know, you are going back again. A politician offers you everything that you want to hear. And he's going to give you a paradise here on earth. The religious people offer you everything. They're going to give you a paradise in the other life. Everybody offers you a paradise. The question is, how many of you has obtained that paradise by these people? 0. And when one of these people, one of these leaders, start doing something good, what the rest of the people do? They attack these leaders. Why? Because it's not convenient for them that the population feel good. Because they grow when there is among themselves dislike among themselves. They are not happy. And they're trying to make the people very unhappy in order to offer you the paradise. Then, what was the real sin, the real transgression of Korach? Datan and Abiram is 250 people, and you know how they suffer. They were rebellious against the order that the Creator had given. There were no saying things that were not correct or not right. Then we need to examine why Korach was not elected as a leader. Do you remember that I keep telling you from Emunah to Bitachon? If from Bitachon you do Bechirach of She, the free will, and the Bechirach of She comes the Kavanah, that comes the intention. Who is the only one that really knows the intention of men? The Creator. And he knew Korach better than Korach knew himself. And he appointed Korach as a leader. Israel would last even less than what is today, would it disappear immediately. Because they start creating themselves as God themselves. They become their saviors. Now they don't need as the creator of the Savior. They need now an appointed man to be their Savior. Look, we in Judaism, we have been growing with these ideas. And that we need a Savior. But instead to look at the Creator, we are looking for a man to save us. And that in itself is idolatry. Because we are putting others instead of the Creator. What happened, now we are looking here in the Haftorah. It's interesting that we have the portion of Samuel, Hanabi, the prophet Samuel. And you know, exactly, he's going to say exactly the same thing that Moshe Rabbeinu said to the Creator. I have not even taken one donkey from them. Samuel says exactly the same thing. I am living here, but I have not taken, because they were replacing the Creator as the leader. For who? For a man, for a king. Because we want to be like the other nations. I'm going to tell you something. Many people think that democracy is the panacea of the true government. I wish that we have government led by godly people, that they are fearful of the Creator, and they follow the Torah in their heart to lead their nations. But today, where we have our leaders without Torah, and leading blind people to the cliff, because they are doing what a minority of people is telling them what to do, and we are going against every moral value that was given to us in the Torah. You know, that say not to kill, we kill more. Not to steal, we steal more. You know, everything, don't covet. From your neighbor, we covet more than ever. Nation against nation. And this is what the problem with Korach. And the problem with Korach was very simple. No to God, yes to men. We need to go back to the times in which we follow the Creator. We don't follow men. Now it's very difficult, because we are becoming such a minority that if you talk to anybody on the streets and you say that certain things that are in the world that they are doing, they're wrong, they look at you like you are from another planet. Not only that, but they think there's something wrong with your brains. Or they call you fanatic. Or you don't understand love. It's not interesting that they use love, the word love, like is the ingredient that's going to solve every problem. And they don't even understand don't understand what really, truly love means. Love is not being too soft, or to being wishy-washy, or to say everything is okay. You're okay, I am okay, and everybody's okay. No. Love means loyalty, to be tough, to make the thing right for what you want to do, what you care. It is time that we think more seriously about our position. You know, I have been one of those persons that I am totally against religiosity. I keep telling people that what we need to have is a true relationship with the Creator. We do not need to let other people to lead our lives according to their wings and their understanding. We need to do the searching, and we need to do the effort to follow the Creator. We are the one that has the responsibility. We cannot put it in the hands of others. And what are we doing today? We are allowing other people to do our thinking. Everything in life, other people decide for us. We are only mere peons. And the greatest thing, the greatest gift that the Creator has given to us, to each one of us, is this brain, this head, this capability to think. And we have a responsibility to each other, to help each other, to serve each other. Not what I can get from you, but what I can give to you for you to be better. Because you being better, I am better. That is the true way of working together. This is a true haverim, true fellowship among each other. Then I hope that you understand the problem of Korach. You know that Cora was wrong in the sense of he didn't have the right to claim a place for himself. That was not the issue. The issue is that he was not accepting the authority of the Creator. And that's the problem. And that is the revolution, that is the rebels of today. Today, the world is kicking out the Creator from their midst. Today, the world is laughing about the Creator. And their laugh, it won't last too long. Don't speak up, because I'm going to fall in your own face. It's our great Rabbi, teacher, prophet, Yashuv, who told us about there is no worse blind than the one that doesn't want to see, and there is no worse deaf than the one that doesn't want to hear. This is the reason that we are becoming smaller and smaller. Because people don't want to hear the truth. They want their ears to be tickled. They want to hear good news. I'm going to give you the good news. Like that is going to make you better. It's not to hear good news. It's to do the right things. Do less listening and do more things that God has created to make. May the Lord be blessed forever and ever. And Shabbat Shalom to all of you.